Welcome everyone to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into what honestly feels like the dark, spy thriller reality of modern physical hacking. We spend absolute billions on firewalls and software security, right? But today, we're zooming in on a silent threat that's growing literally right under our noses. Hardware gadgets that fit right in your pocket.
So let's kick things off with a pretty simple question. I want you to literally look at the charging cable or the USB drive sitting on your desk right now. What if the absolute greatest threat to your company's security is sitting in your pocket this exact second? Because, as we're going to see, the everyday things we implicitly trust, they're secretly betraying us.
And the sheer scale of this collective blind spot is honestly staggering. While companies are out there dropping fortunes on fancy software firewalls and endpoint detection, a shocking 33% of data breaches now involve IoT, or connected hardware devices. 1/3. These gadgets are completely bypassing those traditional software defenses.
And look, this is no longer just some niche hobby for basement tinkerers. The global market value for these physical hacking tools, it has absolutely exploded into a massive $500 million industry by 2026. These tools are incredibly cheap, they're wildly accessible, and frankly, they are terrifyingly effective. Just look at how fast this threat escalated over the last 6 years. Back in 2020, the Flipper Zero raised almost $5 million on Kickstarter, which showed massive public interest. Then, by 2022, we saw organized cybercrime groups like Fin7 actually mailing out fake Best Buy USB drives just to deploy ransomware. By 2023, things got so bad the FBI had to issue formal warnings about juice jacking. And here we are in 2026, with hardware attacks making up a full third of all breaches. I mean, it went from crowdsourced campaigns to full-blown nation-state operations in the blink of an eye.
Okay, moving into Section 1, the Trojan horses, exploiting direct physical contact. So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding exactly how these devices bypass our security. It comes down to something called an HID, or human interface device. Think keyboards, mice, that sort of thing. Operating systems implicitly trust HIDs by default, period. So when an attacker plugs in a tool like the USB Rubber Ducky, your computer doesn't freak out and see a malicious script or a virus. It just sees a totally armless keyboard that happens to be typing at 890 keystrokes per second, and it immediately accepts every single command. To show you how terrifyingly fast this is in the real world, let's talk about the Bash Bunny. It is essentially a quad-core Linux computer cleverly disguised as a basic flash drive. An attacker can pull off a massive digital heist in exactly 28 seconds. Just 3 seconds to emulate a keyboard and pop open PowerShell. 5 seconds to extract all your saved browser passwords. 7 seconds to securely copy them to its hidden storage. Then it grabs your Wi-Fi credentials, wipes the system logs so there's zero trace, and safely ejects. Under 30 seconds, folks, your entire digital life is gone before you even realize someone bumped into your laptop.
This threat of direct physical contact is so severe that the FBI had to step in and issue a nationwide warning about juice jacking. They explicitly told the public, hey, avoid using those free charging stations you see in airports, hotels, and shopping centers. Why? Because bad actors use those public USB ports to silently introduce malware onto your device. Turns out, free power can come at a very, very steep price.
And the ultimate, completely invisible evolution of this threat, that's the O.MG cable. This thing looks, feels, and charges exactly like a totally normal Apple Lightning or USB-C cable. But hidden inside that tiny metal connector is a microscopic circuit board, a Wi-Fi hotspot, and a keystroke injector. An attacker sitting nearby can just connect to the cable's hidden Wi-Fi and remotely control your phone or laptop, all because you asked to borrow what looked like a perfectly normal charger. All right, Section 2, the airwave assassins, proximity and radio threats. Enter the Wi-Fi pineapple. This is a literal wireless network hunter. It runs a highly deceptive 3-stage attack to trick your devices. First up, its dashboard simply observes what saved networks your phone is constantly shouting out for, like, say, your favorite coffee shop's free Wi-Fi. Second, it sets an evil twin trap, basically mimicking that exact trusted network name but broadcasting a stronger signal, so your phone automatically connects to it instead. Finally, it throws up a fake captive portal login screen. You think you're logging into Starbucks, but you are actually handing over your credentials directly to the attacker. But here's the wild part. You don't even need a specialized, expensive gadget to cause absolute havoc. Check out this $5 threat. The incredible irony here is that a company's million-dollar network infrastructure can be completely paralyzed by a teenager armed with a $5 ESP32 microcontroller they just grabbed off Amazon. Using open-source firmware, this tiny little chip can spam fake Wi-Fi networks or run DAuth attacks, which basically sends spoofed disconnect messages to instantly knock every single device off a network. It completely democratizes wireless disruption for anyone with YouTube. Now, we definitely have to talk about the device that really pushed hardware hacking into the mainstream, the Flipper Zero. While legacy RFID office keys, the ones operating on 125 kilohertz, transmit a static ID, the Flipper Zero can capture that ID and clone your office key in under a second, literally just by walking past you. This is a massive wake-up call for organizations. You have got to upgrade to modern smart cards that use encrypted challenge response systems. Those are highly resistant to this kind of simple drive-by cloning. And for the professional spies and security researchers out there, the arsenal gets even more advanced. Devices like the Proxmark 3 act as a complete, pocket-sized RFID lab capable of executing complex cryptographic attacks, like generating master keys for vulnerable hotel locks. Then you have the HackRF1, a software-defined radio that can spoof GPS signals, tricking navigation systems, or even Tesla autopilots from 50 meters away. Throw in an alpha network adapter for massive power and long-distance Wi-Fi interception, and you realize the invisible airwaves around us are a literal battleground. Which brings us to Section 3, the converged defense, bridging physical and cybersecurity. Okay, I know this all sounds like a terrifying spy movie, but the reason we need to take this physical layer seriously is captured in one staggering number: 68%. According to Verizon's 2026 report, 68% of these breaches take months to discover. And the reason is simple. Physical tools like the ones we've been talking about leave almost no digital footprint. Your expensive antivirus software isn't trained to look for a maliciously fast keyboard or a rogue Wi-Fi access point. Proactive physical defense is absolutely crucial here. But here's the good news. Defeating a $100 hacker gadget does not require a massive corporate budget. Just look at the return on investment here. Worried about a Flipper Zero? Upgrading your access cards costs maybe $2 to $5 a pop. The USB Rubber Ducky? That's a low-effort software policy to simply disable unknown USB ports. Defeating a Wi-Fi Pineapple's evil twin attack is often literally just a matter of checking a box in your free router settings to enable protected management frames. And that terrifying O.MG cable? The defense for that is completely free. Just train your team to only ever use their own personal cables. So the key takeaway is that we must adopt a layered physical cybersecurity mindset. Implement simple networking protocols like 802.11w to protect your Wi-Fi frames. Make sure to segment your guest networks completely away from your internal sensitive data. Deploy wireless intrusion detection systems. And above all else, foster a culture where any unrecognized piece of hardware, whether that's a random flash drive you found in the parking lot or a stray charging cable sitting on a hot desk, is treated as fundamentally hostile. By combining rigorous access limits with a healthy dose of everyday suspicion, we can completely shut down this invisible attack vector. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up today's explainer. The next time you desperately need a phone charge at the airports, or you see a tempting free Wi-Fi network at a cafe, the next time your battery is sitting at 1%, are you truly willing to gamble your entire digital life on a random cable you found sitting in a coffee shop? Stay safe, stay suspicious, and thanks so much for joining me.